All this time, I have been involved in this project with only one thing on my mind: salvation. Observing my creations develop into their final state always brought me joy. It was around a decade ago when I first observed the initial proliferation signs of these biocells. I could finally and unambiguously comprehend what hope for the future meant. Before that, success was tied to the role of fate, until I realized that everything was possible. There was still one problem, though. The proliferation rate of these cells was far too slow, sluggish even. These cells' reproduction processes, if it were to occur naturally, would take hundreds of years. Then a real obstacle would have been time itself. Our slow orbit around the sun would effectively make the experiment impossible. We were fully convinced that this planet would not provide the conditions for the full proliferation of these cells. This I had never imagined. All biological factors in living conditions such as temperature or oxygen levels were suitable, but time was not on our side. The solution was clear. We only needed a habitat with a much rapid time scale. Thankfully, I had many friends working in the Space Technology Organization whom had made great achievements in rocket and satellite launching. So I sought their advice on my creation and the obstacles that came with it, so we could perhaps plant these cells in planets with faster time passage rates that would naturally accelerate their proliferation rate. Now we were a big team. Our only concern was finding planets with similar habitats to our own, but positioned differently relative to the Sun. Finally, after a decade of research, one planet was successfully discovered.
Sir, everything is ready. The cells have been properly loaded onto the rocket heads.
Perfect. Have you precisely calculated the asteroid's coordinates? If the rocket hits the asteroid from the wrong angle, then it will never clash with the target planet, so better take all necessary measures to avoid mistakes.
Yes, sir. We have run the coordinates through several tests, and they're reliable. But, sir, there is only one problem.
What problem? Please don't tell me you've got bad news, Professor.
I don't know whether it's bad news or not, but I just wanted to let you know, after our examinations, we realized that our target planet may not be uninhabited.
What? What do you mean? Why would that be a problem then? They wouldn't notice what is happening. In fact, that's why we're impregnating an asteroid instead of sending a rocket directly, so that everything would seem natural.
That's right, sir, but there's still one problem. With the immense force that the asteroid is going to hit the planet, I don't think any living creature in that area will evade certain death, sir. That this would be a clear act of genocide.
Oh, Professor, don't put it like that. No. It would be impractical to stop this project at this level. Besides, we're not even sure what sort of species lives in that area. Perhaps they're not intelligent enough. Do you know anything about them?
Yes, sir. Our satellites have traced them. There were no artificial structures or artifacts observed on the planet. Nothing beside the natural habitat. Our findings showed that the creatures are not intelligent. It might be of interest to you that they're completely different than our kind. They even have a strange method of reproduction. They don't grow their fetuses inside their wombs. Instead, they put them in special canisters to reach full development. Actually, seeing those canisters at first seemed odd to us. We thought they might be some kind of advanced technology specially developed for this matter. But to our surprise, it looks as if the canisters are organically made inside their bodies. I must admit, I am in much awe of this species.
Oh, nobody asked for extra details. I don't care for these creatures. I only want this project to succeed.
Sir, I'm definitely not the right person to call the shots here, but I think it would not be ethically right at all to kill all these creatures for the sake of a biological experiment.
Let me make something very clear to you. You are right about the first part. You are definitely not the one to decide on this project happening or not. I have spent my whole life for this moment, and I won't let anything or anyone stop it. And now, instead of lecturing me on what's moral or not, get back and do your job. I am waiting for the launch countdown. None of you can comprehend what these cells will transform into.